We're in Westbourne today at the HQ of a private chef and chocolatier company called Saltco. Its founder, Christian Ørner, is here talking to us about his beginnings in the chef trade and working in many luxurious surroundings, but what actually led him to go private in our little town, at any rate. So Christian, thank you for agreeing to speak to us today and for allowing us up here at Saltco HQ. Can I first sort of ask you, are you actually local to the area? Have you been in Bournemouth actually all that long?
So I've lived here for about 14 years now.
Yeah.
And so I grew up in Lincoln, where I went to school and I did my A-levels there.
Yep.
And then I went away. I went to a sailing school. I did my national service in the Norwegian Navy for a year.
Oh wow!
And then I came back and then I thought, oh, I know, I'm going to be a chef. So I did my first year of catering college actually in Bath.
Okay.
And then the lecturers there always said, sort of work in the best places you can. You get the best training you can, best start to your career, because then you can go anywhere. So if you start off sort of towards the bottom, not saying that the catering college in Bath is down there, but it was the lecturers there always said, sort of work at the best places you can, and then you can work wherever. But it's very, very difficult to start there and work your way up.
Yeah.
So I did a little bit of Googling. I mean, I loved my year in Bath. I lived with some amazing people, one of which was the best man at my wedding,
Nice.
and is still very much my best friend. But then so I looked around and I saw that Bournemouth had the second best catering college in the country.
Oh, right.
So I thought, I love the sea, I love sailing, so I'll come and move here. So I moved here for the college.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I can't leave because
No.
I love it here. Genuinely love it.
So you just fall in love, and so obviously you say so sailing and the Navy, that was sort of your main sort of focus for while you were. It was literally a sort of a split second decision. I want to be a chef, or had you always had a love of food? What inspired that?
My decision to become a chef was actually quite a shock to most people in my family.
Oh right.
Because as a baby I was a very picky eater. So doing what I do now it's completely turned it on its head.
Yeah.
There's nobody else in my family who's sort of catering orientated. But that's fine. I love my job. I love what I do. And,
Yeah.
I can quite confidently say I can fry an egg now. So
yeah.
so,
And what came? So I mean, yeah, you went to catering college. So did the chefing side of things come first then, then you segued into chocolatiering afterwards, or?
Well, so at college you get around training in sort of absolutely everything.
Okay.
So you do some butchering, you do some fish prep. There's a restaurant at the hotel. Oh dear. There's a restaurant at the college called the Escoffier Restaurant.
Oh yes, of course.
You can eat there, and you're served and you're cooked for by the staff, the students who are training there, and it's fantastic. It does better food than most restaurants in the Bournemouth area, and it's got the accolades to show that. And that's people training to be a chef, so that is truly wonderful. So you get to dabble in sort of whatever. So you get to dabble in everything at college.
Yeah.
And then so you go into sort of specialising more. And what happened was when I started working, then I preferred the savoury side of the kitchen rather than the sweet side. And so I focus. I've always loved cooking fish, so that's something I sort of focused on at college. I always wanted to find somewhere with a fish section that I could run, and I eventually found that. But the chocolatier side came more in the last sort of 4 years, I'd say.
Okay.
And I sort of dabbled because I've always had a sweet tooth, so I've always enjoyed sweet things, and I love chocolate. I love working with chocolate. I love eating chocolate.
Yeah.
And it's just sort of spiraled sort of from that, and I've done all sorts of things with it, and I've done 2 TEDx talks, so one on chocolate and one on seasoning, and that sort of come from sort of doing the chocolatier side and then running my business and sort of talking to people, and
that's great.
It's great fun.
Yeah. Where was your first job, if you don't mind my asking? Your first sort of official chefing position, where did you go?
Oh, so when I came down to Bournemouth, my first job here was at the Menzies Carlton Hotel, which is up on the East Cliff.
Yeah.
And so when I arrived, I was walking around and sort of walking up and down the East Cliff, and I saw this hotel and I thought, I really want to work there. And so I sent in my CV and sort of didn't hear anything back, so I sent it again, and then the head chef Richard, he sort of took me under his wing and sort of started off my career down here in Bournemouth.
Remarkable. Okay. Yeah, I know the Menzies, people who've worked there in the past. So, can you tell us what led you to decide, I'm going to take this privately in a way, in the sense that I'm going to be a private chef?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've worked a lot in restaurants and hotels and the such like, and you get. I love it in restaurants and hotels. It's like you get the camaraderie, you get the you're in it together, and sometimes you have to fight a little bit through like a dinner service, and the feeling after it, the release of endorphins and the adrenaline rush through service, and it's great fun.
Sure.
But what happened was I just really had enough of cooking other people's food.
Okay.
And also working all the hours that chefs do. Chefs work crazy hours.
Yeah.
And so some people think when you go out to a restaurant that the food has somehow magically just appeared sometimes. And they don't appreciate the amount of work that goes in behind the scenes.
Sure.
And that's something that I try and sort of put forward when I'm talking to people about chefing. And it is a lot of fun, but there is a lot of hard work that goes into the dining. So what led me into sort of doing this on my own is firstly to really decide when I wanted to work. So that's one thing, because now I have much more control over that. Another thing is cooking my food compared to cooking other people's food.
Sure.
I mean, the place we work, we were able to put our own special dishes on, like specials menus and what have you, and that's good fun. But it's still sort of essentially making money for other people.
Oh, right.
And so it's making money for myself, cooking my own food, and having more control over the sort of work-life balance.
Sure.
They're the 3 main reasons.
I see.